What up, y'all? Welcome to the Kitchen Clothes Podcast. This your guy, Chef
Hold up,
Vinny.
just wait a minute.
right
wait
now-
a minute. Before you start, man, I got a problem with my boss, man.
You need to
We
talk
need to
about.
talk. Yeah. My boss is acting up, y'all. Real talk.
He's having a problem with
It's
his
the
boss.
guy to help you.
Well, I'm gonna start what I'm doing and check this out, y'all. 10 ways to spot a bad boss or a toxic boss. Here we go. I got you.
Yeah. Like we said, like we talked about, like we just mentioned just now, me and my colleague right there, we're gonna be talking about bad bosses, toxic bosses, or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? It's your guy, Chef Vinny, Kitchen Clothes Podcast in the building. What up, y'all? Today we gonna give y'all 10 ways to spot a bad boss. And this ain't in no particular order, nothing like that. This is something my little team jotted down and stuff like that. We came up with like 10 things that you a bad boss. That's not what boss is supposed to do on a job. All right. We're going to start with number one. Like I said, this is not in no particular order, nothing like that, but we're going to do with number one is lack of communication. Now, any boss that don't communicate with his team or his colleagues or whatever, whatever you running, if you are in charge and you don't communicate, you leaving the people you work with, your co-workers or whoever, your team is left in the dark. Don't know what's going on. Important changes could be going on, but they don't know because you're not communicating. Lack of communication can set up a bad situation. So that's one sign of a bad boss that lacks communication. That's not a good sign. And it's going to be real quick and easy like most of my little top 5, 10s, 15s or whatever I do. But yeah, lack of communication. If your boss not communicating with you, y'all all are lost in the dark. That's a bad example. Micromanagement. Number 2. A boss that micromanagement. With that, they constantly controlling the worker. You know, like do it. All right, make sure if you micromanage, you stopping most of your workers' creativity and productivity. If you trying to get them to be robots and do it one way, micromanaging them, you can't do that. Train them right, but everybody has their way of working and they work that. So you really blocking their creativity and their productivity by micromanaging them, by doing it your way or however way like that. That's not a sign of a good boss. Number 3, lack of support. Now, you are the boss. One thing your team or your co-workers, your colleagues is going to want from you is support. What not giving support leads to people doing things their way and then feeling discouraged on the job. Well, I'm doing a good job, but they don't support me like I am. So lack of support is very important, and it's a very, very, very bad sign of a bad worker that lacks support for their co-workers. Favoritism, number 4. Now, showing that to certain employees, that favoritism, some people call it nepotism and all whatever, but you you have to treat everybody equal. There's positions on the job, of course, yeah. Some people may have a higher position than this person, but you have to show the same amount of respect to that person as the person that's higher or lower. Because if you show favoritism to someone, you can make it the workplace real toxic. He always asking such and such to do something. So that'll make the place toxic and it'll hurt the team, you know. The team won't be on the right path because you showing more gratitude or favoritism to this person than the other person, the other people that work with you, and they work just as hard or equally harder, probably. So that's another one. Number 5, lack of recognition. Not acknowledging or rewarding your team or your people that help you get to where you got or helping the business. If you don't, acknowledge them for the good jobs they do and the hard work they do, if you lack recognition to your staff or your employees being a boss, you're going to really hurt your team. You're going to demotivate them. They're going to be disengagement going to happen. They ain't going to want to do certain things because you're not showing that I appreciate you type of thing. Employees need that, especially if they're working hard. And, a lot of people working hard for other people's dreams and not to get recognized or respected for it. That's a no-no. You shouldn't even be a boss with number 6 if you have poor leadership. If you lack the skills to lead, how can you be a boss? How did you become a boss? I don't know. That might have been some favoritism, stuff like that. But you can't inspire nobody if you lack leadership. Y'all remember playing a game when you was little, follow the leader. If you don't have leadership skills, how you going to inspire your team and lead them to a right direction or the right purpose of the job? So number 6 y'all shouldn't even put this on. Because if you poor leadership, you how you become a boss. You know what I'm saying? That's what baffling me on that one. All right, number 7, unprofessional behavior. Bosses do it. Owners, whoever in charge. A lot of times, some of them have very unprofessional behavior, engaging in gossiping with other co-workers or other bosses, bullying, definitely bullying, discrimination. I know a lot of bosses discriminate, which that's a sign of a bad boss. It makes the job hard. When you have unprofessional behavior, it's hard on the job. It's hard on the boulevard. Y'all know how that go. Come on, man. Act right. Tuck your shirt and pull your pants up, man. Professional, man. Number 8, lack of accountability. Now, if you are the boss and you make a mistake, take responsibility for what you did. You the boss, and who gonna say something to you? Well, I've seen this happen. A lot of bosses make mistakes, and they would blame it on the next person. They won't own up to it. Well, I know I told him to do that, but yeah, they can blame it on another person. So lack of accountability. That's all right. insensitive, not insensitive, in, inconsistent expectation, inconsistent expectation. All right. That's like the favoritism thing I was talking about. You got expectation on this person to do a great job for you, showing that favoritism. But that person always inconsistent. He can't get it right. So now it relies on others to do his job because your inconsistent expectations of the next person failed the team because you relied on him and he wasn't consistent. So inconsistent expectations of a boss can hurt the team, can, cause friction, confusion. So that's another similar part of favoritism. Inconsistent expectations of another employee that disappoint you in the end. And we go into the following one, number 10. Lack of empathy. Empathy. You know what that means. Empathy, being considerate, showing your employees that you appreciate them. I mean, even if they got something going on in their personal, professional life, you care about. If you lack empathy, like if you don't give a F about your employee, they just work for you. That's not cool. That shows indifference in a lot of people. You gonna lose a lot of employees or a lot of friends like that. So lack of empathy is not good. So, show compassion to your employees. They working hard for you just as much as you working hard to pay them. So, this your guy, Vinny. Chef Vinny. I always keep saying Vinny Nichols, but y'all know what's up. Chef Vinny with the Kitchen Clothes Podcast, and I hope with little these 10 ways to spot a bad boss can help you out and do your job. This is career advice, stuff like that we doing right here on the Kitchen Clothes Podcast. Like I said, I'm here strictly for the employee, the hard worker. Tell me a job story. We're going to kick it. And I'm going to start going live soon. But real life is real life. And thanks for all the subscribers. Your brother got to 100, and I appreciate that. And keep supporting. And that's what's up. And guess what? Peace of mind.